Morning everyone. Today we're making a sweet potato, black bean, kale breakfast pizza on a polenta crust. To make it, you're going to need the following ingredients. You're going to need some cornmeal, 1.25 cups cornmeal, and 3 cups of low sodium veggie broth for the crust. For the pizza toppings, you're going to use 2 medium-sized sweet potatoes, peeled and diced. You're going to use a little bit of cooking spray. You're going to use some seasonings. You can use Southwest seasonings, or we're going to use Cajun seasonings today. 1 large bunch of kale, roughly chopped. 2 or 3 cloves of garlic, minced. A small can of green chilies, diced. Can of black beans, drained and rinsed. 1 cup or 8 ounces of shredded pepper jack cheese. 6 large eggs. And some black pepper to taste. So let's get started. First step in making the crust, the polenta crust, is to line a baking sheet with parchment paper. First step in actually making the crust would be to combine your veggie broth, and your cornmeal in the food processor or blender. And process until well blended. Okay, well blended, ready for the next step.
Next step would be to transfer your blended cornmeal and veggie broth mixture into a large pot. And bring it to a boil over a high heat. Once you brought it to a boil, you want to keep stirring. Turn it down to medium-low heat. While continuously stirring, cook for an additional 5 to 10 minutes until it thickens or pulls away from the sides. And this is what it should look like, all thickened up. Next step would be to add your polenta mixture on the baking sheet, lined with parchment paper. And spread it out evenly. Once you spread it out evenly, you want to let this cool for 20 minutes.
After our polenta crust has sat for 20 or 25 minutes at room temperature, cooled down, you want to wrap it in some plastic wrap and put it in the refrigerator. It needs to be in the refrigerator for at least 30 minutes. But you could also do this a day ahead, and it could sit in the refrigerator overnight. That way you don't have so much to do in the morning. While your polenta is cooling, you want to get your potatoes ready. You want to spray it lightly with some non-stick cooking spray, and then sprinkle it with your seasonings. Toss them around, try to get a little coating of seasonings all the way around the potatoes. Also, you need to heat your oven up to 375, and when you have the potatoes all ready to go in the oven, put them in the oven at 375 for 40 to 45 minutes until they're tender. Also, while your potatoes are cooking, you want to take your polenta crust out of the refrigerator and put it in the oven with your potatoes, as it needs to cook for that same 40 or 45 minutes. So you can cook them both at the same time. And that's ready to go.
Next step is to add about a tablespoon of water in a large pot and heat it over medium-high heat. Add your kale. Give it a good stir, and you want to cook this down until the kale wilts. Once your kale is wilted down a bit, you want to add your garlic. Give it a good stir, and cook for additional 1 to 2 minutes. Alright, once that's about done, take it off the heat and set it aside. About halfway through the cooking process, take it out of the oven, give it a good stir, spread them out, and pop it back in the oven for the remainder of the time. And your next and final step is to assemble the pizza. And you can assemble the pizza however way you want. So in our case, we're going to start with the sweet potatoes and sprinkle some across like so, and spread them out evenly. Next we're going to add our black beans and sprinkle it on top like we did with the sweet potatoes, and spread them out. Next we're going to add our kale and sprinkle it on top. Next we're going to sprinkle a little cheese on top. Alright, we got a nice even layer of cheese on top. Then we're going to add our chilies and sprinkle it across the top and spread it out evenly. And this goes back in the oven for an additional 15 minutes, or until the cheese is nice and melted at 375 degrees Fahrenheit.
Thanks for watching.
We hope you enjoyed our video,
If you did, please subscribe.
and feel free to leave a comment below. Bye!
Bye.